Good morning and welcome to 100 Yards of Football, Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about the Florida Gators 2021 recruiting class is the man himself, Logan Landers. How's it going, Mr. Landers?
What up, Jeremiah? Another great Monday talking some college football recruiting with you, man. And I'm ready to get into this one. We got a lot of guys to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. Well, for everybody watching at home, you are going to really enjoy this. Logan's going to break down each and every known recruit for the Florida Gators. Everybody who's listening to the podcast right now, we just want you to know visually we show a picture on the screen, but Logan is going to do a great job of describing each character in depth as we put them across here, because for the Florida Gators, you know that there's going to be some incredible talent and some noteworthy descriptions. So without further ado, let's get into the 2021 Florida Gators recruiting class.
All right, Jeremiah. So just a quick breakdown of all the guys I'm going to be talking about today. They're 12th ranked nationally, 5th in the SEC. Breaking it down, they have 4 transfers coming on over. They have 2 hard commits, guys who haven't signed yet. They're right there. 10 guys who have already signed the letter of intent, and 12 enrollees, which, as y'all know, it is the guys who are coming over a little bit early from high school with all the COVID madness happening. Yep. So they've got a lot of those guys coming over. But without further ado, let's get on right into it. First up, we have DeMarcus Bowman, who is the guy they are hoping is going to be the running back of the future for the Gators. 5'10", 190 pounds, 5-star recruit out of high school. He was previously at Clemson, and now he's over with the Florida Gators. So they're hoping this guy can put in some work. We've seen how stacked Clemson is over at the running back position over the past few years. DeMarcus just couldn't quite crack the cut with all those great talents they got over there. So he decided to switch on over, come over to Florida, go over to the SEC, and hopefully he can put in some great work for the Gators. Up next is Antonio Shelton. Antonio is a 6'3", 280-pound defensive tackle coming over from Penn State. The Nittany Lions, 3-star recruit out of high school. And, hey, he's a big guy. He's already faced a lot of good talent over at Penn State. It's about to get a little bit more tougher now with the Florida Gators. DeQuan Newkirk coming over from Auburn, out of the Auburn Tigers, defensive tackle, 4-star out of high school, 6'3", 282. Hey, we've seen that Auburn's produced a lot of good talent over the years, and hopefully DeQuan is another one of those guys that who they thought was going to be the future for the Tigers didn't quite pan out. Now he's got some work to do over with the Gators, and he can get a bunch of sacks over there. All right, the last transfer that they have is Jace Christman. He's a kicker. He's not ranked. He's 6 foot, 195, coming over from Mississippi State with the Bulldogs. And hey, you always gotta have a good punter and kicker, and hopefully Jace is he's gonna be really putting in good work for them. Doing a couple of nice. Since he's a kicker, man, he's gonna be doing a lot of work, getting some field goals, those long range ones, which you need to get some good wins, especially in the SEC. You gotta have a good kicker. Yeah. So we'll see how Jace can do, man. All right, let's get on over into the guys who are the hard commits. We have Adrian Strickland, offensive tackle, 6'6", 330 pounds. He's out of A. Crawford Mosley High School, which is in Lynn Haven, Florida. Big guy, 3-star recruit, not ranked on the national level, 112th in his position as offensive tackle, and he is 171st in his state. So he's staying in Florida, doing some good work, and we'll see what Adrian can do. Like I said, he's right there. We'll see if he can put in work. All right. Davey Heyman is coming up next out of Lakeland, Florida. Hey, man, offensive guard. Went to Independence Community College. 6'3", 330 pounds. Another big guy. 3-star recruit. 12th ranked nationally. 1st in his position and 4th in his state. So he put in some good work out of Independence Community College if he was able to go over to Florida now. So they're hoping that Hammond can do some good work there, man. I mean, he's already looking good, 6'3", 330. He's already flexing the muscle there if you're watching us live. Yep. And hopefully he can produce some good work for Florida. All right, let's get on to the guys now who've signed their letters of intent to play with the Florida Gators. The first one being Rocco Underwood, tight end, 6'4", 220. 3-star recruit, not ranked nationally, 113th in his position and 290th out of his state. So, yeah, while he is not ranked nationally, he's looking good, though. You know, he's 6'4", 220. They're probably going to put on a little bit more weight, especially in the SEC, if they want him to be blocking those big guys coming down at the quarterback and if he's going to be running a few routes. So they're going to ask him to put on a little bit more weight. But other than that, he looks pretty good. Like I said, he is a 3-star recruit. And sometimes, like we said, Jeremiah, those 3-star recruits, we might kind of people might kind of brush off at the beginning, but they might end up doing a lot of good work in the near future. And hopefully Rocco can put his name up there.
That's right.
All right, Austin Barber is coming up next, offensive tackle. Went to Trinity Christian Academy out of Jacksonville, Florida. 6'7", big guy, 300 pounds on the dot. 3-star recruit, 847th ranked national player, 76th in his position, 109th out of his state. So big guy with the height already, 6'7". You love to see that. 300 pounds, looking nice. So hopefully he can do and put some good work in and protect his QB on any given Saturday. Jake Slaughter coming up next. He's an offensive center out of Trinity Catholic High School. As you can see, him and Austin Barber wearing pretty much the same gear. What a shocker there. So Ocala, Florida is where he's from, 6'4", 300 as well. 3-star recruit, 687th ranked national player, 10th in his position, and 93rd in his state. So another guy, he's going to be snapping the ball. So, hey, that's key. You can't play football without having someone to snap the ball. So Jake Slaughter is going to be doing some good work in, throwing some tight spirals to the quarterback, who's hopefully going to be throwing that for a few touchdowns in the near future. All right, Dakota Mitchell is up next. Dakota is a safety out of Winter Park High School by way of Winter Park, Florida. 6 foot, 185, 3-star recruit, 453rd ranked national player, 34th in his position, 70th in his state. Hey, it's hard, man. It's hard in the SEC to be a safety and a cornerback. And Dakota's up for the challenge. I know he is. He's going to be, playing deep coverage on these absolute insane wide receivers in the SEC who are speed like a flash. So we'll see how he can perform, man. Hopefully he can put up some good work and get some passes defended as well as some interceptions. All right, Gage Wilcox is coming up next. Gage is a tight end out of Jefferson High School by way of Tampa, Florida. 6'4", 228 pounds, 4-star recruit, 312th ranked national player, 12th in his position, 47th out of his state. So he's probably going to be the starter over Rocco Underwood, who we mentioned previously. Is Gage Wilcox. He's got a little bit more weight to him. He's got the 6'4" frame as well. So we'll see how he can perform. He did some good work in high school, and now he's hoping it can transfer over into the next level, into college with the Florida Gators. Best of luck to Gage Wilcox. All right, DeJuan Black is coming up next. Outside linebacker out of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College out of Perkinston, Mississippi. So he's 6'3", 226 pounds, 4-star recruit Jeremiah, but he's first in his first national ranked player, first position, and first out of the state. So this is the best guy they could have got out of the community college ranks. He's put in a lot of good work there. And so they're hoping he can come over there and produce just as well for this Florida Gators team. Being an outside linebacker, he's going to be putting up a lot of work. He's going to be getting a lot of tackles. And we'll see how he can perform, man. Linebacking is one of the most coveted positions on the defensive side of the ball. And hopefully Black can do some good work there and help out those Gators. All right, Yusuf Maharble is up next. Try saying that name 3 times fast. I dare you to. So he's coming out. He's offensive guard out of Murphy High School by way of Murphy, North Carolina. 6'5", 330, 4-star recruit, 265th ranked national player, 15th in his position, and 17th in his state. So offensive guard, like I always say, Jeremiah, it's good that you don't hear these guys' names as much unless they're getting a good pancake. So hopefully Yusuf can be a good performer, help out the team, and protect his quarterback. Marcus Burke is the next man. He's a wide receiver at a Trinity Christian Academy out of Jacksonville, Florida. 6'3", 180 pounds, 4-star recruit, 184th ranked national player, 32nd in his position, 27th in his state. So I like the 6'3", 180. He's got a good speed to him, and they're hoping he can catch a few dimes over on any given Saturday against those big ranked teams, man. We're going to see how he can do. Tyreek Sapp is up next. Tyreek, young man, strong side defensive end, 6'2.5", 255, coming out of St. Thomas Aquinas High School out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 4-star recruit, 96th ranked national player, 8th in position, and 13th in his state. So big guy here for Tyreek. He's got really good explosiveness coming off the end, and we'll see how many sacks he can rack up for these Gators. It's going to be interesting to see. I think he's going to have a really good career. All right, Jeremiah Williams is the young man up next. Jeremiah is another defensive end out of Ramsey High School out of Birmingham, Alabama, 6'3", 224, 4-star recruit, 73rd ranked national player, 5th in his position, and 4th out of his state of Alabama. So hopefully this Jeremiah can do just as well as the Jeremiah who's always puts in good work producing our shows. He's got a lot to live up to, though. So hopefully Mr. Williams can do good work and get a couple of sacks, along with his buddy who's going to be helping out with Tyreek Sapp, who we just spoke about. All right, Jalen Kitna is coming up next. Jalen is a pro-style quarterback, 3-star recruit. These are, by the way, Jeremiah, these are the guys who are enrollees now, who come over from high school. So Kitna is going to be the first one. Pro-style quarterback out of Burleson High School by way of Burleson, Texas. 6'4", 200, 3-star recruit, 991st ranked national player, 35th in his position, and 138th in his state. So the Kitna name is familiar if you've been around football for a little bit. His father, John, played in the NFL for a while, and he was a starting quarterback for a good bit. So hopefully he's got those good genes. He's watched his dad play growing up. John Kitna was a pretty good, reliable quarterback back in the day. So hopefully Jalen can continue that tradition, and we'll see how far he can go with these Florida Gators. Christopher Thomas is up next. Christopher is out of Dunbar High School out of Fort Myers, Florida. Defensive tackle, 6'6", 290, 3-star recruit, 440th ranked national player, 27th in his position, 68th in his state. So Christopher, big guy with the 6'6" frame. I like that. Near 300 pounds. He's got a lot of weight to him, which is good if you're on the defensive tackle position. That means you're going to be putting a lot of weight down on those offensive guards in the SEC. So hopefully Christopher can pan out and put in some work. Jordan Young up next. As you can already see by the photo, if you're watching us live on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch, he's already got the drip on. He's already got the gear looking good, looking fresh, and so clean. And hey, I don't blame him, man. Cornerback out of Gators High School by way of Tampa, Florida. 6', 185, 3-star recruit, 432nd ranked national player, 32nd in his position, and 66th out of the state of Florida. So cornerback is key. It is crucial. You need to have a really good one in the SEC if you want to contribute. And Jordan Young's, hopefully he can put his name up there in terms of some of the best in the country. All right, Nick Elksons is coming up next. Nick is a tight end who is 6'6", 220 pounds. Big guy already. 3-star recruit out of Episcopal High School by way of Jacksonville, Florida. 338th ranked national player, 14th in his position, and 62nd in his state. So, Nick, hopefully you can put in some good work, man. We need you to. Those Gators need a good tight end, and they've put out some good ones in the past. Hopefully you can put your name up there with some of the greats. We'll see how you can do, Nick. Desmond Watson up next. Love me some Desmond Watson. Big guy out of Armwood High School in Sefner, Florida. Defensive tackle, 6'6". Jeremiah, you might want to brace yourself here. Tie yourself down to the chair. 380 pounds.
Wow.
We got a big one. We got a big boy here on the defensive tackle side. I love it. Love to see these guys work. 3-star recruit, 369th ranked national player, 23rd in his position, and 58th in the state. Man, we got a big one here. Hopefully Desmond can put in some work. Don't let the weight fool you guys. We've seen some bigger guys in college have that great mobility and have some great speed. And most importantly, you're going to have that power. And Desmond's got all those tools, and I can't wait to see this guy perform. I want to see this guy work right now, but unfortunately, I got to wait till the next season. So we'll see how Desmond can do. Hoping for the best for this guy. All right, Justice Boone is coming up next. Justice is a defensive end, 6'5", 250 out of Sumter High School by way of Sumter, South Carolina. 4-star recruit, 335th ranked national player, 21st in his position and 2nd in his state. So really good intangibles on this guy. I've seen a good bit of footage on him. He looks really good. So hopefully he can produce, man, because we see a lot of guys out of high school kind of fizzle out, but hopefully all these guys can perform very well in the SEC now. All right, Chief Borders is up next, and Chief is outside linebacker out of Heard County by way of Franklin, Georgia. It's our first Georgia guy out of this class. 6'5", 242, 4-star recruit, 307th ranked national player, 19th in his position, and 25th out of the state. So hopefully Chief Borders can lock up those borders over there on the defensive end, being the outside linebacker. And we'll see how many tackles this guy can rack up in the future. All right, DeJuan Reynolds is coming up next, and he is a wide receiver out of Grayson High School by way of Loganville, Georgia. 6'2", 210, 4-star recruit, 290th ranked national player, 46th in his position, and 24th out of the state. So back-to-back Georgia guys getting recruited here. Hopefully the best of these guys. And hopefully Reynolds, he's already flexing the muscles over there, as you can see if you're watching. And we'll see how powerful he can be, how many touchdowns he can get, and how many yards he can rack up for these Florida Gators. All right, Donovan McMillan is coming out next. Safety out of Peters Township High School by way of Cannonsburg, PA, Pennsylvania. 6'2", 193, four-star recruit, 201st ranked national player, 11th position, 8th in his state. So Donovan out of Pennsylvania. They went a little bit up north for this one. And we'll see how he can do, man. You got to have a good safety. He's going to be patrolling the backfield of the Gators defense, making sure nothing gets past him. And we'll see how he can do. We'll see how many interceptions and passes deflected he can get. But I'm looking forward to see how this young man does. Carlos Del Rio Wilson out next. Carlos is a pro-style quarterback out of Cartersville High School by way of Cartersville, Georgia. Another Georgia guy we see getting off the board. 6'3", 215, four-star recruit. 140th ranked national player, 11th in his position, and 14th out of the state of Georgia. So hopefully for the best of this guy, they're thinking that this guy him and Kitten are going to be battling it out for that starting job at Florida in the future. So we'll see how Del Rio Wilson can do, and if he can get that starting job one day. It's going to be interesting to see. All right, Corey Collier is up next. He's a safety out of Miami Palmetto High School by way of Miami, Florida. Safety, 6'2", 170, four-star recruit, 110th ranked national player, 6th in his position, and 17th in his state. So this looks like he's going to be the guy who's going to be the starter over Donovan McMillan. They're going to be taking turns depending on the scheme they play and what kind of coverages they got. But he's looking pretty good. Corey Collier, he looks really good, man. Like I say, four-star recruit. And he's not going to be alone, Jeremiah, because the next guy I got coming up next, who was the last one, the highest rated recruit out of this recruiting class, is his buddy Jason Marshall. So these guys went to the exact same high school. They went to Miami Palmetto. The only difference is Jason is the cornerback, 6'2", 180, five-star recruit, 27th ranked national player, 2nd in his position, and 8th in his state. So hopefully the Marshall-Collier connection can work out well. They did good in high school, obviously, if they were both good enough to get drafted by the same team with Florida back-to-back, by the way. Collier was the best four-star recruit, highest rated, and Marshall's the only five-star that they've got. So these guys put in some serious work and damage in high school on patrolling the defensive end, and it's going to be interesting to see how that translates to the college level. Marshall's going to be locking them up from the get-go at the cornerback position, and then you got Corey in the backfield helping them out. So I'm ready to see these two on the field together, working that tag team combo, that 1-2 punch. And it's going to be interesting to see how it goes, because we've seen a lot of guys, in college and the NFL talk about, it's good to have a good corner, but it's even better to have a great safety behind you to help out when times get a little bit tough. So that's all the recruits we got for this Florida recruiting class. I'm hoping that all these guys can pan out well, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can perform for the Gators, how many more wins they can rack up for them. I can't wait to see how they do.
This is yet another team like some of the other ones we've been reviewing lately, that this recruiting class is pivotal to them, because in the last few years they've been kind of up or down. Plus the Corona season has really changed the entire trajectory of many people's seasons, their coaching staffs, their player ins and outs. There's a lot of players that are trying to stay closer to home because of just health considerations and just the world in general. So there's some interesting factors that normally don't come into play when it comes to these recruiting classes. This time, it is a big difference. And I think that's one other thing that you've been highlighting about the players who are coming on out of high school that normally might have spent more, either another season or, they're taking their break now straight on into college because they want to see what they can do. So this is a class that really, really is well balanced in that way. Yep. If there was one real quick final word you could say about the Gators recruiting class, what would it be, Logan?
Yeah, overall, the Gators, I think they had a really strong recruiting class. They stuck to their guns. They stayed in Florida. They had 16 guys coming out of Florida who are going to go play with the Gators now. Hopefully, that like I said, the cornerback safety connection of Marshall and Corey Collier can do some good work. Those are the two guys they're banking on to help anchor down their defense in the near future. And overall, I really like this recruiting class. It was very good, in my opinion, for the Gators. And like I always say with these SEC teams, you're not going to get all the 5 stars. That's where Alabama's snatching all of them up at. But as you can see, they got a 5-star and they got a couple of 4-stars here. They got some good guys out of community college as well. So I'm hoping to see that all these guys can translate well. And overall, just final picture, I like this Florida Gators recruiting class. And I wanted to see these guys play already. I can't wait to see these guys perform on Saturdays against these highly ranked SEC teams. And hopefully Florida, like I said, they're always fighting for that chance. It's just they're right there at the cusp, man. They just can't get over that hump. But hopefully these guys can help them get to another championship one day. I'm looking forward to see it.
Well, I definitely could see it happening. So Florida Gators fans, tell us what you think. Do you think this recruiting class is going to be the one that really puts it over the top? Which players or incoming players are you really excited about? Please let us know. And for everybody listening right now on our podcast, we just want to say thank you. Everybody who's watching live over on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, or are catching our clips over on Instagram, we'd like to say thank you to you guys as well. And we'd like to encourage you to go over wherever you listen to podcasts, such as Spotify, and look up 100 Yards of Football. That's where our podcast lives. You can also look anywhere else that you like podcasts, such as Apple Music, and you can just look up again 100 Yards of Football. So for the entire team here at 100 Yards of Football, I am Jeremiah Long, the producer, and you've been listening to our man himself, Logan Landers, break down the Georgia. It's been a long morning already. To break down the Florida Gators 2021 recruiting class. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you very soon.